So this is the result of my early start dahlias 3 weeks ago, just over 3 weeks ago. I put these Cafe Au Lait dahlia tubers onto heat to get them started. So middle of March, normal start date for dahlia tubers would be in the UK, it'd be 1st of April. So these are my early start dahlias. I've put them in a tray, like I discussed last time. I put them in a tray so that I could get 7 tubers off and started on heat. Rather than putting them straight away into pots, where to get these pots on heat would simply take more space. So I've got these going in a tray. It does knock them back a week to take them out, roots and all, and repot them, but still we've got a good 2 weeks plus ahead of the pack. So all I'm going to do today is to take these out and pot them up into 3-litre pots, and they can then go into the polytunnel. So before I put these into the compost, I did say on the last video that not all will put shoots out, and in fact I put 7 tubers in here, and we've got 6 shoots. So one of them has not put shoots out. It's the one that's about here somewhere, and it simply may not put shoots out, and that's that. But I'm going to get them all out here, so a harvest of 6 from 7 is not bad actually. So I'm going to half fill each of these 3-litre pots, so we've got space to put our plant in. Roots and all. I'll put a little bit of bone meal in with each. So the first thing I'm going to do is try and define where each of these tubers is, arising from its shoot, so that we can get a good idea of how to get them out without disturbing them as little as possible. And we'll do that one by one. This guy here is the one which has not put a shoot out. And in fact it hasn't put any roots out either. I can't explain why that might be the case, but so that's the fail. I just trace this back, make sure that we know what we're dealing with. So this is 2 tubers and 1 shoot. So there's the shoot. And now what I'm going to try to do is to get as much of the root out as possible, disturbing it as little as possible, but inevitably there is a big disturbance. You hear the roots snap sometimes. Okay, it's not the best example of getting it out with an intact root, but so we've got a good shoot. We've got 2 tubers that are full of nutrition, providing nutrition to our shoot, and we've got some early roots developing, so this guy will be okay. I'm going to now find a nice way of resting it in the pot. Sometimes this is difficult because of the shape of the tuber. In this case it's long, and that's diagonally it's the best way I can get that tuber into the pot. it's a bit lopsided, but that will correct. And now we'll just give it enough water to settle the tuber in. To make sure that it's not too wet. So that's ready. Let's look at the next one. Tuber, 2 shoots, single tuber, not much in the way of roots at all. Oh, that's fine, that's okay. Oh, okay, so there was some roots and it just snapped away there. We've got 3 shoots on that one. So the essence of this is that we've had these on heat to get them started, to get the metabolism off and going. They've put shoots out, so we can now put them into their own pot to let them develop more fully before we plant it out. And we've gained about 3 weeks in the process. And the next one. This was again 2 tubers, and we've got 1 shoot. There's not much in the way of roots on these, which is slightly surprising for me. Or this one's got a better root system. So you can see extensive root system, hasn't it? Teasing it off, trying to get as much of that as I can out. You can see how much root we've got there, which is obviously a good thing. Much more pleased with that one, with a good root system like that, but the others will be okay, they'll simply put roots out. And the next one, which is this. Just lift that part up, yes. And now have a look and see if we can keep as much of the root system as possible. You can see the roots already, can't you? You just do your best to gently tease it out. Another nice root system there. Quite big tubers these, although they're single tubers, they're quite large, so I'm needing a fairly large pot to put them in. And they'll stay in this 3-litre pot now right through until they're planted out, which will be mid-May. They'll be quite a large plant by then. And with a bit of luck we'll get some flowers starting early June. Maybe mid-June. So we've got just 2 to do. This is another double tuber. And we've got 3 shoots starting there. So we lift the head up first, because there will be almost certainly no roots around there, and the roots will emerge usually from the bottom of the tuber. So this is where we start to go carefully at the back, the bottom end, slowly lifting out. And there we are. Nice root system, 3 shoots. The issue of how many shoots we'll allow to develop, we'll get to that later, because we limit the number of shoots so that we get good healthy stems and the plant is not competing with itself to produce too many stems. Talk about that in later videos, how many stems to allow to develop. Lopsided again, but again that will correct, so that's okay. And the last one. Try to define the tuber so that we know which buttons we have to press. Lift the head up and then tease the base. You get a snapping sound at this stage, and it means that you've broken the root. You get a feel for where the roots will be and how to get them up without doing too much damage. Sometimes the roots go on and on and on and on. If you've left them in another week or so, you can get roots that are 2 or 3 feet long. So there we have it. Nice. So let's have a look at the final result. So this is the final result of our early start dahlias, Cafe Au Lait in this case. We started with a tray with compost in, and we put 7 tubers in, and of those 7, 6 have put shoots out and 1 has failed. We've planted them up in good quality, well draining, peat-free compost with some bone meal additive to get them started. A little bit sideways, but that will correct nicely. So these will now go into the polytunnel and will carry on growing. We do have to, of course, protect them from frost. So there's a good place for keeping these on heat for the next couple of weeks. The warmer they're housed at this stage, the faster they will grow. So if I had space, I would keep them on a heat mat. And I've got a bit of space, so I'm going to do that for these for a few days until I need the mat for something else. But these dahlias are about 3 weeks ahead of their peers, and will give us flowers that much sooner. So that's my early start dahlias. I hope that was useful for you, and please keep watching, and there'll be another video along within the week. Okay, so thanks very much indeed for watching this one.